Before the madness, before the blood, there was beauty. On the shores of Antium, under the sunlit hills of Rome, a child was born into power. Gaius Julius Caesar Germanicus. They called him Caligula, raised not with lullabies, but with legions, and behind every laurel waited the shadow of a crown. On the cliffs of Capri, he watched monsters parade as emperors. They taught him cruelty with no smile. And when the lesson was over, he walked away, the only survivor. Rome had a new emperor, young, generous, adored. He brought games, parades, and promises of a golden age. For a moment, the people believed Augustus had returned. In his final moment of clarity, Caligula raised his goblet, then collapsed. He survived the battle for life, barely, but something inside him broke. He lived on, changed, forever. Rome held its breath. Caligula, once a man, now marched as something greater. Statues of gods bowed before him. The fire of conquest lit his path. Senators trembled, soldiers knelt, and the people watched a god being born in marble and flame. This was no longer rule. This was dominion. Fear became Rome's new law. Caligula no longer sought love, only domination. Nobles bent the knee, not in loyalty, but terror. Justice twisted under his gaze. Verdicts were entertainment. And in the cold silence of the palace, the emperor met his reflection. A god in form, a nightmare in soul. Caligula's madness knew no ceiling. He made his horse a senator and expected applause. He forced Rome's nobility to crawl, to weep, to perform, like beasts in a circus. And then came the taxes, on marriages, on lawsuits, even on the contents of your own bladder. The empire bent not to reason, but to the whims of a god in human form. He walked the palace halls like a god among mortals, but even gods cast shadows. Behind him, silence sharpened into blades. Each step was history tightening its grip. Caligula didn't know it yet, but the echo in that corridor wasn't his own. They emerged from the shadows, red-eyed, smiling, blades drawn. Caligula turned, stunned, not by pain, but by betrayal. The god bled like any man, his crown falling beside him, soaked in silence. No witnesses, no mercy, just marble, blood, and a painted gaze of indifferent gods. And in the ruins, a broken man knelt. Claudius, the empire's next breath. They broke his statues and burned his name. But Caligula was never truly gone. His story became a shadow, twisted, retold, feared. Was he a madman or Rome's own reflection? In the end, history didn't bury him. It made him immortal.